Should children be prescribed pills that treat conditions they don't even have? How about drugs that have already killed kids nationwide? A new warning from a federal panel is adding to the argument over the over-medication of America's children. It's an issue Fox's Douglas Kennedy has been following quite closely. He was the first national reporter to link antidepressant medications to adolescent suicide and violence. That prompted a lot of government action. Douglas?
Yeah, John, for years the FDA ignored the dangerous side effects of antidepressants. Now it seems to be doing the same thing with antipsychotics, a group of drugs some say is seriously harming our nation's youth.
I've gained so much weight and it just makes me depressed.
A young woman on YouTube describing what happened to her on Risperdal.
It affects my mood, makes me depressed.
She's one of hundreds of videographers complaining about the side effects of the new atypical antipsychotic drugs, including Zyprexa, Abilify, and Seroquel. Drugs whose use in children has increased 5-fold in the last 15 years, despite showing little to no scientific benefit.
The FDA is too heavily influenced by the drug industry.
Now, an independent panel of doctors and psychiatrists convened by the Food and Drug Administration itself agrees, criticizing the FDA for allowing the drugs to be prescribed to children for off-label use.
The reason they're prescribed so much is because they are very big profit centers for the drug industry. Anytime you come into a doctor's office and say, my kid's a problem in school or he's acting out, they start coming up with a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, attention deficit disorder, which are very, very vague diseases.
Stephen Scheller is a lawyer in Philadelphia who represents patients damaged by antipsychotic drugs, including these boys who had to have mastectomies because they grew breasts on Risperdal. He and others point the finger directly at Thomas Loughran, director of the FDA's Division of Psychiatric Products, who many say has been turning a blind eye to dangerous side effects out of deference to his friends in the pharmaceutical industry.
He's been accused of major conflicts of interest, ghost authoring studies, supporting new diagnosis to use these drugs, and he is not protecting public health. He is protecting the drug industry's profit.
A spokesperson for the FDA said Loughran was not available for comment, though he is quoted in the New York Times claiming to be, quote, puzzled by the panel's concerns. But all he's got to do, John, is go and look at some of those testimonies on YouTube, and he'd know exactly what those concerns are.
Now to an ongoing CBS 4 I-Team investigation. State officials are looking very closely into the alleged suicide of a 7-year-old in foster care. We're talking about Gabriel Myers. Police say he hanged himself from the extendable shower head in his foster parents' home. Myers was on a cocktail of powerful medications, some that could lead to suicidal thoughts. In 2004, the Miami Herald found that 1 in 4 foster care kids were on risky mind medication.
And I told him that not to, don't do anything crazy or stupid.
And what did he say?
And he told me that he said to me that he was going to kill himself. And
you were watching him and he had the hose around his neck.
Yeah.
This 19-year-old, the foster parent's son, was babysitting little Gabriel. The babysitter says that a week ago Thursday, little Gabriel went to this bathroom after throwing a tantrum and wouldn't come out. The sitter says he got a chair and looked into the bathroom through a door off the patio. He says he saw the 7-year-old hanging by the shower hose. And then
he spoke to me as soon as the hose was tightly around his neck and was able to speak.
And he was hanging there, his feet were suspended off the bathtub, and he spoke to you as he was hanging there.
Yes.
And he said?
And he said that he was going to kill himself.
Even as he was hanging by his neck?
Yes.
The sitter tells me he ran to get something to open the bathroom door.
So then I quickly, find a screwdriver, and then, as soon as I unlocked the door, he was, lying in the tub, dead.
How long did it take you then to run and get a screwdriver and open the door and get in?
It took me 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I believed he fell into the tub, or I heard his head was leaning against the wall as soon as I saw him lying there dead, and then I, unhooked himself.
The foster brother, who had moved back into his biological father's home only a few months ago, says he tried to revive this little boy, but could not. 7-year-old Gavriel Myers may have been tortured by demons from a prescription drug bottle. The boy, who apparently hanged himself last week in this foster home in Margate, had been taking powerful psychotropic medications. Our news partner, the Miami Herald, reports Gavriel had been prescribed a cocktail of mind-altering drugs not approved for use in kids, drugs noted for a dramatically increased suicide risk in children. While this youngster was given pills meant for the mentally ill, there's no indication he was psychotic.
Apparently, he was a normal little boy who occasionally had tantrums or became difficult when he didn't have his way, but he was not diagnosed with schizophrenia or any other major mental illnesses. When he took the medicine, my mom told me that I had to give him like some crackers in order to eat and make him feel better, because, you know,
they would be rough on his stomach.
Exactly.
The Herald reports Gavriel had in recent weeks begun taking Symbyax, a potent drug that receives the FDA's strongest warning against use in children.
Did his behavior get worse after he started taking this new medication a few weeks ago?
Yes, it did.
It got worse. And he was feeling more badly?
He was better, but then his behavior, he was just out of control. I couldn't control him.
Experts say kids on psychotropic drugs must be watched closely.
Someone has to be monitoring this child to be sure that the medication is doing what it's supposed to do and that there are no adverse reactions. In a foster setting, there may not have been anyone to do that adequately.
We should know more about the short life of Gavriel Myers in a few days when the state releases files on his foster care, some 2,000 pages worth, ordered unsealed by a judge in Broward County today.